and deep breathe.
Hi everyone, and welcome to part 3
and
the final part of this reaction video.
And it's not something that will work.
So
if you
the
only
link
do it
will be in the box
sporadically.
below
This is
as
something
always.
that works when you're constantly
And go
making
into
this a
our
habit.
channel
And
and
the biggest
subscribe
difference
and
is making it a habit.
leave likes and comment on her videos.
The next thing that has helped me tremendously, for those of you that have depersonalization or have experienced that, I came across this program back in 2009 when I was going through the depths of it, called the DP Manual. It's the Depersonalization Manual, and they have a website called thedpmanual.com. I will link it down below, but this is the manual that absolutely... I'm not going to say I'm recovered because I still get those feelings, but it helped me cope so much. After so many years of doing this, all of his tips and techniques, after so many years of implementing what he was saying, when I get those feelings now, I don't freak out as much anymore because I know exactly what it is and I know how to come out of it. So that is the difference. The difference from 2009 when I didn't know what it was, I didn't know what was happening, and I didn't know how to come out of it. And now is not that I recovered, it's that I know what it is. It no longer scares me because I know the things I need to do to come out of it. The number one thing when you're feeling depersonalized or you're feeling like your reality around you is not real or you don't feel physically connected to your body is to cut caffeine. And I'm saying this right now, but I drink caffeine like So that's my biggest issue. My anxiety would still be a lot better if I fully cut caffeine. But that is his number one tip, is to cut caffeine. And there's a whole other bunch of really, really good tips in this manual on this website.
Reach out to my
that
neighbors.
Completely helped me in my journey. And I know it could help you. Anytime somebody emails me, because I get a lot of emails about this, somehow somebody spread the rumor on one of the forums that I was a girl who recovered from DP. I'm not the girl that recovered. I just really, really, really learned how to live with it in a way that I don't freak out when I get those symptoms anymore, and they pass. And they always pass. And just, you have to remind yourself that those feelings are temporary and that those feelings will pass. Because those feelings are terrifying when you don't feel connected to your body and you feel like you're not physically real and you feel like reality has changed. Reality has not changed. It's your perception of it. So the DP manual was absolutely a very important thing that changed my levels of anxiety. Deep breathing, grounding. When I feel completely depersonalized, I have to cut caffeine. Now, I still drink it. I shouldn't, obviously, because people with severe anxiety and panic disorder should not drink caffeine. But, you know, it's really hard because I'm coffee. So I try to pick decaf here and there. I tried coffee once, but caffeine is the hard one. But it is recommended when you are in a depersonalized or really anxious state to cut caffeine. So another thing that has helped me tremendously is the anxiety and phobia workbook. And I will link it down below. I forget the name of the author, but I will link it down below. I had gotten it a few months ago, actually. And it repeated a lot of the techniques that I typically use. But it also has something called, it's kind of like you challenge it's cognitive behavioral therapy techniques, which is the only type of therapy that helps me, because it challenges your anxious thoughts and it challenges negative thinking, and you kind of have to it's like mental rehearsal where you're challenging your thoughts, what's your worst case scenario, and just talking differently to yourself about situations that make you anxious can change so much for you. So the anxiety and phobia workbook has a lot of exercises that will help you challenge these thoughts, your thoughts that make you anxious. And for everybody, it's different. There's things that make you anxious that might not make me anxious, and vice versa. So it is such a good book, and it gives so many good tips on coping with anxiety naturally. And I'm not talking about like herbs and supplements. I am talking about techniques to work and cope with them, and it has been life-changing for me. Another thing that helps me a lot is I use essential oils, and I never thought I would be that person that was always using oils and aromatherapy, but this little thing has been life-changing for me. So this is an essential, and I always heard people talking about this stuff, and I never believed it. But this is an essential oil diffuser. Basically in here, you just put water, and you could put about 8 drops of your favorite essential oil. You turn it on, and it has little lights, and the little steam comes on. And I got this on Amazon, and I'll link this one down below for you guys. It was like probably 11 or 12 bucks, super cheap. And I got this Pure Aroma aromatherapy oils. The ones that I use the most that have been proven that are beneficial to anxiety is lavender. And I also use peppermint from time to time. But lavender has been the one that calms me down. So basically what I do, this is like my little routine when I'm really anxious that day, is I come home and I put this right next to my bed. And I put my little lavender oil in it, and I'll do my rounds of deep breathing. So there's a YouTube video that I watched, that I'll link it for you guys, where she goes through the box breathing exercises. And so I do that, and I do my rounds of box breathing and grounding while I'm breathing. So I do about 2 to 3 rounds of box breathing, and usually after 2 to 3 rounds, my anxiety is completely down and I'm okay. So it has been so helpful. So I use 3 of these already. Those are the ones I use the most. Ooh. But these are just other scents that, they have orange, lemongrass, just all kinds that you can use. The ones that you like, but lavender is very helpful for anxiety. Candles is another thing. I'm obsessed, as you can tell. I'm always burning a candle. Just a good smell in your room just brings me that level of like calm. Well. I just need to be in a very calm environment all the time. I cannot deal with drama, fighting, toxicity, stress, because any of that skyrockets my anxiety. So I always try to keep, my environment very calm and positive and just as calm as possible. So yeah, those are just a few of the things that help me cope. But if I had to give you the most important things
we are almost at the
that
end.
help me, would definitely be the box breathing. Box breathing.
So I hope you guys
enjoyed
the feedback reaction video.
Absolutely changed the game for me when it comes to my mental health. I never knew the importance of breathing. And I've always struggled with meditation. I do practice meditation when I can, but I've never been one that can focus. I can't focus on meditating. So what I focus on is my breathing. And my breathing has changed everything for me. I was the type that got panic attacks, and up until a few months ago, I was getting severe panic attacks. When I moved to this new place, I had to drive in the country. And the roads are very small, and there's a lot of trucks, and trucks give me a lot of anxiety. I remember driving down a little road, and I was like hyperventilating, because that's how bad I get my anxiety. Where I start to hyperventilate, my first symptom is I get lightheaded to the point where I feel like I'm going to pass out. That's when I know I'm anxious, is when I'm driving and I feel so lightheaded that I feel like I'm going to black out. I have to start deep breathing. So now what I do is I put my my deep breathing in the car, and I'll start deep breathing while I'm driving, and I'm looking around. Sometimes if it's really bad, I'll pull over, because I'm not trying to be a danger to anybody on the road while I'm hyperventilating and shit. But these things, practicing deep breathing every day, even when I'm not anxious, has been life-changing. For those of you with depersonalization, cutting caffeine has been very, very helpful. And I know it's hard because I still drink it, but when I feel depersonalized, that's when I know I have to stop for a while. And it always passes. Just remind yourself that all of these feelings are just temporary, and become an observer of your feelings and your sensations. Instead of fighting it, become quiet observer of it, if that makes sense. And it will pass. And I promise you it will pass. If you put in the work, it will pass, and things can get better for you, because anxiety is a beast. It is a beast, and it is crippling. I have been to hell and back with anxiety. I've seen the depths of the worst of it, and I have pulled myself out multiple times. And if I can do it, you can do it. So I am so sorry that this video is like 20 hours long, but I hope that this reaches people who really need it. And I know this is not my typical fashion videos, but this is something I struggle with so much. And I know that these tips will help, because I live them every single day. And my heart goes out to you. If you have crippling anxiety, just know that you are not alone, and we can get through it together. Just if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below or reach out to me on my Instagram or social media, and I'll be more than happy to help in any way that I can, because nobody should have to feel alone in mental health struggles. So thank you all so much for watching, and if you did like this video, make sure to hit a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching.
So that's it. Once again, great video. She's only done fashion videos which you guys can check out on her channel. And as you guys saw, she's a nice, respectful person. So don't forget to check her out on YouTube, and let's help her grow her YouTube channel. So anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon, leave a like, comment, follow me on social media, and I will see you guys next time with a brand new video. Bye now.